So adaptation, lesson objective, quite a bit today. So I will spend more time on going through this topic because most of you have not done this, right? Or I can say that all of you have not done this topic yet. Okay, and how many of you seriously you did watch the video in the portal? Okay. Right, Hannah, thank you for reminding me. Okay. Living together, there are some extra questions, right? That I gave you, isn't it? Yeah? Okay. The extra questions that we are supposed to do, right? Yes or no, Hannah? Yeah. Just a minute. Okay. I want you all to take a screenshot first. Screenshot. Thank you for reminding me. It's important to do that. Okay. Take a screenshot of the lesson objective for today's lesson. All right. So lesson objective, you must know, okay, whenever, even when your teacher is teaching you on this topic, okay, this is actually the things that they will go through with you. All right. So you're supposed to know adaptation are special characteristics. Okay, special characteristics that organisms need to help them survive in their habitat. All right. Okay, because, our habitats or their habitats sometimes can be a little bit harsh. Okay, sometimes can be a little bit dangerous. Yeah, so they need certain form of adaptation for them to survive well. So we classify adaptation into two types: structural adaptation as well as behavioral adaptation. Okay, so you are supposed to be able to identify which one is structural, which one is behavioral. Okay, so then you're supposed to also say how these kind of adaptations serve to enhance survival. All right, in terms of getting air, light, water, food, coping with physical condition like temperature, if temperature is too high like the desert, or temperature is too cold like the North Pole. How do they ensure survival? How do their adaptation help them to survive? And then also talk about protecting themselves from their enemies. Okay, like the predators. The predators want to eat them. They must find ways not to be detected by the predators, right? So if they don't want to become the prey, they must do something to protect themselves. Okay, reproducing also. Okay, so like certain animals, they like to look so good, so pretty to attract their mate, isn't it? Yep, so if they look very nice, of course they can attract the mate. Then they will be able to reproduce and continue their kind. Now you're also supposed to, relate how certain adaptation in organisms serve to enhance survival. So these are the various things you need to know in terms of adaptation. So far, so good. Do you all watch the video or read the textbook? Put out your hand. There's video in the portal. Good. Okay. Yeah. Important that you are taking initiative to also work hard, no? Because if you want to do well, coming for class is not enough. You're supposed to even, do your own work. Okay. Finish up all the work, do all your readings, watch all the videos given to you. All right. And also come prepared to ask questions. That will help you to improve and learn a lot. Okay. That will be beneficial also. All right. Let's see. We have students who are coming in, right? Let me just check. Who are these people? Okay, Faha is here. All right. Who else? I think that's all. Okay, let me continue. Okay, so for adaptation, the rest of the notes, you don't have to take screenshot. I will be sending you the notes in the next lesson. All right, so let me just fill up with more information at the end of today's class, put in some more details, then I can send it to you. So from now on, every lesson you'll get some notes from me. Okay, you might even get, some extra questions. You might also get commonly asked questions, or let's say common mistakes that students make. So I will give you pointers and then give you hints here and there, as well as extra notes on what to prevent, what to look out for, what to be careful of. Okay, so every lesson you're gonna get something from me. So this is what I'm gonna do for you. Okay. Now, so we already talked about all the various conditions earlier, right? Okay, they need to ensure survival. So they need to adapt. Okay, so adaptation comes in different forms, right? What are the different forms? Okay, you need to know. Okay, so I also talked about this earlier. They want to survive, right? So they need special features. Special features are called adaptation. Okay, so we also talk about this one. And then one thing we need to take note of, structural adaptation as well as behavioral adaptation. What is the meaning of each of them? What is the meaning of each of them? I know you have read, so I wouldn't go too slowly. Okay. So when we talk about structural adaptation, so we are talking about the physical features. What's the meaning of physical features? Anyone knows? What's the meaning of physical features?
How the animal looks like.
How the animal looks like, that's a good one. Okay, so when we are referring to physical features, it's more like appearance, right? What we see, okay, of the animal. Very good, thank you. Okay, so this will include body shape. Okay, it can be body colors. It can be the patterns on the body. It can also be the body covering. Okay, so all these will actually comprise or make up the physical features. Okay, and then we call this the structural adaptation. Behavioral adaptation. Okay, these are special ways that they behave or act. So quite clear here, right? To enable it to survive and grow in a particular habitat. Now, so this may actually include staying close together, being active only at certain times, okay, or acting in certain ways to attract mates or to scare off predators. Okay, so that's another particular point you need to know, okay? Not reflected here, but you can also add in yourself, okay, to scare off the predators. So in a hot environment like the deserts, it can be extremely hot during the day, okay? So there are animals who will hide under the rocks. There are also animals who will actually find shades, right, to stay under it, okay? So they only come out at night to hunt. So there are animals, hold on, the click is too fast, okay, such as the desert foxes. Okay, there are animals such as the desert foxes. Have you all seen desert foxes before? Okay, one thing you need to know, okay, children, there are so many examples to show. What you can do is for you to Google. Every time you see an animal you're not familiar with, Google. Okay, Google so that you can see how it looks like. You can even Google to see where is the habitat, Google to see what are the special adaptation they undergo. Because there are so many of this. It's not possible for me to teach you all. It's not possible for your teachers in school to tell you all about this as well. Okay, so what you can do is Google and find out on your own. Okay, and then every time you Google, you have to copy it somewhere. This is what I advise my own students in school to do as well. Okay, to help themselves improve. All right, because if you don't find out, you never gain the knowledge. What is that? What is the name of that? I am not too sure, Hannah, but I can find the picture for you now very quickly. Okay. Desert foxes. Some of you are fast. I know you're already typing into Google to look for. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Okay, Hannah, I saw exactly that name that came out. Okay. Yes, the ear is so huge. Okay. Do you know why they have big ears? Anybody knows? Okay, they say to lose more body heat, right? That's one reason. There's also another reason, for them to have big ears. Did y'all Google? If you Google, you can find the answer straight away. What are our ears for? For you and me, our ears are for listening, right? So what do you think these foxes with huge ears will do? What do you think they want these huge ears for? If I were to show you quickly. It looks like this. Cute or not? Quite cute, right? Okay. So you look at the big ears. The head is so small, the ears are so big. So they have big ears to lose more body heat. That is for sure. Okay. There's also another reason because they want to actually listen. All right. They want to listen for sounds of prey. Okay. So let me write down for you. So the big ears are also play another role for them to listen to the sounds of prey. Okay, prey will be their food, right? So you're right, yeah, Hannah is correct. Okay, Hannah actually found another name for desert foxes. Okay, if I'm not wrong, it's pronounced as fennec foxes. Another name, alternative name is this. Okay, next. Camels also live in deserts. Do you know that camels have long eyelashes? Again, you can Google and find the diagram. Okay, camels have very long eyelashes. Why? Because in desert, there are actually strong winds also in the day. It's very, very hot, but you know, you can get wind as well, and the wind will be very strong. Because there are no plants to cover the sand, right? When the wind blows, the sand also is blown away. So it's always hanging in the air. It can get into the eyes of the camel. And then the camel can get blinded, isn't it? Or get irritated. Yeah. So the long eyelashes will actually act like a filter, that kind of thing. Yeah. So when it blinks, okay, it will help to sweep away any sand that is coming around. So the sand is not going to enter the eyes of the camels. Now, camels, one thing, take note, they actually pass out very little urine. They sweat very little because they want to conserve more water in their bodies. Okay, so if you know the picture or how the camels look like, tell me something about their legs. Can somebody tell me something about camels' legs?
Their legs are very long.
Their legs are very long, right? Why do you think the legs actually need to be long?
To not drown in the sand.
Drown in the sand? What do you mean by drown in the sand? That's interesting. What do you mean by drown in the sand, Joshua?
Yeah.
So apparently, here's a result from Google. Camels do not walk on their hooves. On each leg, weight is borne on two large toes that spread apart to keep the animal from sinking into the sand.
Okay, but that is not going to explain the long legs, right? Anyone knows? Or don't know? Okay, let me tell you, do you know why they have long legs? Okay, let me find an image of our dear camel. This looks like a nice one. So let me just show you. Okay. This looks like quite a nice diagram, nice picture. Okay, so camels actually have very long legs, okay, have long eyelashes. They urinate very little to conserve water. So what else about this? I said they have long legs, isn't it? What is the long leg for? Let me ask you, okay, because they want to flex. Yeah, so what kind of answer is that? Where are you, yeah, so you're hiding? okay, because they want to flex.